Well, you know what's coming up? The most romantic day of the year, just around the corner. But if the end of your romantic date night isn't exactly ending on a high note, you know what I'm saying here, folks? We're here to help. Our sexpert, Dr. Lisa, is here with her prescription for romance. Hi, Dr. Lisa. Nice to see you. You all know what I'm meaning by the high note, right? Are you reading between the lines? Everybody picking up what I'm throwing down, right? We want the love connection to be made, and then we want it to end well. Okay, but let's start with your prescription for romance. You say it doesn't really start with having time with your partner. It starts with treating yourself, huh?
Absolutely. So I always tell my patients that romance really is about yourself and starting with confidence.
Yeah.
And when you look good, you feel good.
Right.
Now that sounds like a simple thing, but as we progress through our marriages, we start to kind of lose sight of that.
Yeah.
We are in sweatpants and, you know, coveralls and jeans and
I mean,
sweatshirts.
it's 5 degrees out there, Dr. Lisa. What do you expect from us?
Well, absolutely. But I usually say, for starters, take care of yourself. Go do something special. There's nothing like getting a haircut and a color. It makes you feel like $1 million. You're tending to be more confident with the people that you interact with as well.
Now, working out is a big thing that we kind of are like, oh, should we be working out just to fit into those jeans? Well, it has a big impact on your love life, huh?
Absolutely. So exercise also raises our hormones, our hormone levels, our pheromones, things that have to do with attraction, desire, things that make us feel more attracted to our partners, as well as give us confidence.
Now, you want to be attracted to your partner, and some of that happens with flirting, which people forget about after you've been together for a long time, and that was the beginning butterflies.
Flirting, I think, is something that, again, we very quickly forget about.
Yeah.
That just something as simple as flirting with your mate. When was the last time you flirted with your husband?
Ah.
You know, we hear all kinds of things about sexting, you know, with the cell phone. You know, sometimes sending just a little message at the start of the day to your spouse, it's amazing what that can do to actually help you get ready as well as him.
Just make sure you're not on a group text message with your children, okay? Because no child wants to hear that about the parents. Yeah. Locking the door, you think, is important when you finally have that special time together.
I'm amazed at how many of my patients, when I ask them, do you lock the door? That they say, well, I'm worried about alienating Johnny and, you know, want him to always feel like he has access to mom and dad. I'm like, lock the door. You know, what's wrong with you?
So once you kind of tackle these things, if you are still feeling uncomfortable with intimacy, what are some of the symptoms that some of your patients are dealing with that really maybe this is not just about flirting that's going to solve it, there are some medical issues to take care of?
Well, first is just simply loss of libido,
Yeah.
loss of interest. That can sometimes be a hormonal imbalance. There are other things such as we age and mature, we get loss of sensation, we have loss of arousability, moisture, pain with intimacy.
Yeah.
Those are all things that can occur that are also medically based, and we actually have solutions for.
Well, and these are things that can happen throughout your life. You say birth control, maybe you just had a baby, or then as you go through menopause, I mean, it can pop up really any time, I guess.
Yes, very commonly women don't realize that even being on birth control pills for a long period of time can suppress your libido, can lead to dryness, can actually have an impact on you sexually, as well as things like the Mirena IUD or medications, hypertensive medications in particular, very commonly will lead to loss of libido or loss of sex drive.
Okay, so those things let's tackle because that's what you want to go to Dr. Lisa and say, help me out, let's have an open conversation about it, and what are your solutions?
Well, first we start by balancing the hormones, taking a look at someone if in fact there is something that's interfering or contributing to that. But one of the least known things is that a very simple exercise can contribute to our arousability as well as a potential to climax.
Okay, ladies.
So I'm going to ask the audience, especially the ladies, we've all heard of a Kegel. I'd like you to do a Kegel.
Oh, right here.
So right here on camera.
Everybody.
Now, the problem with asking someone to do a Kegel is some women are going to be clenching their buttocks. They'll be bearing down in their abdomen. They'll be, you know, clenching their thighs and actually not even isolating the right muscles that they need to internally. What women often don't realize is that these muscles, the Kegel muscles, not only support the bladder, but they're the muscles of climax. A very infrequently known thing.
Okay.
And so by exercising that improves blood flow, oxygenation. It improves our potential to attain that climax and actually can bring that back. So simple little exercise. I always tell my patients, when you get to a stoplight or a stop sign, do a Kegel. So if you look, over at the other driver and you can just kind of nod and wave.
There you go. Okay, before we go, I want to make sure we talk about this Mona Lisa touch procedure that you can have done in your office.
So women very commonly will have loss of arousability, sensation, dryness, pain. There is a laser procedure that can actually jumpstart the tissues back to health. It's called Mona Lisa Touch. It's a CO2 laser that basically lasers the full length of the vagina, jumpstarting the tissues back to health again. This is non-surgical, non-hormonal, and not only can it bring back arousability as far as moisture, elasticity, but it can improve sensation. It can improve other things that basically atrophy has led to.
Dr. Lisa, such a treat to have you here. Thank you so much. Everybody getting ready for the big Valentine's Day. Okay, so Dr. Lisa brought a deal for you. If some of this is sounding like this is going on with me, you can get 20% off something called G-spot amplification. You all just imagine what that is, okay? Or Mona Lisa Touch through the end of February at Wayzata Cosmetic Surgery and Spa. For all the details, head to TwinCitiesLive.com. And the audience, you guys are walking away with $50 gift cards. Big thanks to Wayzata Cosmetic Surgery and Spa for sponsoring the show. I'm going to send this over to Steve and see what he has to say in response of what I just talked about.
Look closer. I'm Kegeling right now.